Welcome everyone, welcome to Schemes in New series by Clarity for Sure courses. So today also we are going to discuss about a very important scheme in recent time. But before starting today's session, let's deal with some of the question. The question here is on 16th of July 2025, the Union Cabinet approved the Prime Minister Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, a landmark initiative for transforming India's agricultural landscape, first announced in the Union Budget 2025-26, and this scheme is designed to specifically catalyze the growth in 100 agricultural districts through saturation based convergence of P. Central schemes across 11 ministries with an annual outlay of 24,000 crore for a period of Q years, which starts from the financial year 2025-26. Now the convergence will also include state schemes and local partnership with the private sectors. So rather than introducing a new scheme, the Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana ensures coordinated delivery for existing program and to the last mile farmer, avoiding duplication of the schemes and enhancing its impact. The question is, which of the following is not a criteria for selection of 100 districts under the Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana? You are having 5 options. Read out the paragraph carefully and then comment your answers in the comment section. Coming to the second question, for effective implementation of Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, what will play a central role in strategic guidance, capacity building for state and district level functionaries, tracking district level progress, creating a dashboard to monitor the progress and reviewing and guiding the district level plans. You are again having 5 options. The next question is, you have to choose the correct option to replace P and Q in the paragraph. The options are here listed below. So go through the paragraph very carefully and read out the questions and its options and then comment your answers in the comment section. Let's start today's session. So today we are going to discuss about a very important scheme, that is your Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana. It's being in news recently. You must have gone through the newspaper articles of Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana recently, which is coming daily. So it's very important for your exams like NABARD and IBPS AFO. So let's discuss and know about this scheme in detail. Basically, this scheme, the Union Cabinet have approved this scheme, the Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, which is a major initiative which aims to change the roots of Indian agriculture and transform the Indian agricultural system, and it has been originally announced in the budget 2025-26 with an annual outlay of 24,000 crore rupees for 6 years from 2025 to 26, and it has been approved on July 16, 2025, and its saturation based convergence is 36 scheme under 11 ministries and departments. These are the basic keywords you must keep in mind to know about Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana. The very first is, it was announced in the Union Budget 2025-26, as I told you in the starting of the session also. In the Union Budget 25-26, it was being announced, and it basically focuses on 100 agricultural districts. The saturation based convergence is 36 central schemes and across 11 ministries. The annual outlay of this scheme, that is your 24,000 crore rupees for a period of 6 years, as it is being discussed in the paragraph also, 24,000 crore rupees for 6 years. And the implementation will be begins from the financial year 2025-26, and this scheme is basically projected to benefit 1.7 crore farmers directly. It is going to benefit 1.7 crore farmers directly. So these are the important keywords you must keep in mind. The targeted 100 agricultural district announced in the Union Budget 25-26. Under this scheme, 36 schemes across 11 ministries and an annual outlay of 24,000 crore rupees for a period of 6 years. So coming to the next slide. What are its objectives? What are the objectives of Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana? Its first objective is to enhance agricultural productivity through implementation of sustainable agricultural practices. It is going to enhance the productivity, agricultural productivity, and contribute in the self-reliant India. And second option is it is going to encourage the crop diversification and the sustainable agricultural practices. As I discussed also, it through enhancing the for enhancing the crop productivity, it is going to use sustainable farming systems, sustainable agricultural practices, and the crop diversification to enhance the productivity. Next objective is to augment post-harvest storage capacity at panchayat and block levels. So it is going to increase the capacity level of crops under the panchayat and block levels. And the next is it is going to improve the irrigation facility so that the farmers can access to the water access will be very easier for them under the Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana. And the last objective is it is going to enable greater access for short term and long term credit for the farmers, as the farmer don't only need the credit for their crops, for their farming, they also need short term credit for their lifestyle. So under the Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, they are going to be benefited through short and long both term credit facilities. These are the objectives of Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana. Coming to the next slide, the target districts and the beneficiaries, the selection criteria under this scheme. Basically, this scheme is going to target 100 districts, and these 100 districts will be based on some of the criteria. The basic 3 criteria are the lower productivity, low cropping intensity, and less credit disbursement. I hope you must have got the answer of question number 1. The lower productivity, low cropping intensity, less credit disbursement. So these are the criteria to identify and select the 100 districts under the Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana. And one more important thing, the number of districts in each state or union territory will be based on the share of net cropped area and operational holding. So what is net cropped area? You have to tell me the answer in the comment section. If you don't know, I will be telling the answer in the next session. This is your task, you have to tell what is net cropping area. Now, what is the implementation structure of the Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana? The implementation structure, basically the Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana will be implemented in 3 levels: the national level, the district level, the state level, and the district level. So in the national level, 2 teams will be formed, one under the union ministries and the one under the secretaries and the departmental officers. And the central nodal officers will also be appointed for each district under this scheme. Now in the state level, similar teams will be formed, and it will ensure the effective convergence of these schemes in every district. Now in district level, the district collector and the Gram Panchayat are going to establish the scheme, and the Samiti will also include progress farmer report and the departmental officers also. So under these 3 levels, the state level, the national, state and the district level committees, they are going to enhance this scheme in a large scale, and they are going to implement the structure of this scheme. So the Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana is also being supported with a strong digital backbone through its digital apps, which is in multilingual languages in every regional languages, and a comprehensive dashboard portal which is going to monitor the progress and district ranking mechanism, which is going to enhance and foster the healthy competition, and it will also be motivating to the timely implementation of the scheme. So through digitalization also the Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana is going to enhance its productivity. Now this scheme and this Yojana is basically focusing on fruits, fisheries, beekeeping, animal husbandry, so and agroforestry, not only just crop diversification or crop agriculture, it's something, the scheme is focusing something beyond this crop agriculture also, and it is going to increase the technology and the institutional health of the Indian cropping system, Indian agricultural system. The key outcome, there are some key outcome of the schemes also. The key outcome, the first key outcome is higher productivity, as the objective of Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, the very first objective was also to increase the productivity. The higher productivity will be its key outcome. The value addition in the agriculture and elite sectors, the local livelihood creation, and it is going to increase not only crop agriculture but domestic production also, and these all key outcomes will lead to the contribution to Atmanirbhar Bharat, to so that in this scheme every farmer is going to be benefited and of the 100 district, and it is going to directly contribute in the Atmanirbhar Bharat. After reading about this scheme, let's catch out the important points of this scheme. As the launch and budget is announced, it was announced in the Union Budget 25-26, approved by the Union Cabinet, and the outlay of this scheme is 24,000 crore rupees for the duration of 6 years. And this scheme is going to, basic objective aim of this scheme is to enhance the productivity, to promote sustainability, to improve the infrastructure and support the rural livelihoods. The key features are, this scheme is exclusively for the agriculture and the elite sector of the society. It is converges 36 schemes from 11 ministries. The integration with the state scheme and private sector partnerships are also there. It focused on crop diversification, organic farming, post-harvest storage, irrigation, and the short and long term credit access to the farmers. And the district selection criteria is low agricultural productivity, low cropping intensity, low credit disbursement, as we have dealt in the session also. 100 districts are going to be selected, and at least one district will be selected from every state or union territory. Based on the share of net cropped area and operational holdings, the implementation mechanism will be District Dhan Dhanya Samiti to prepare district level plans. It is going to involve the progress of the farmer also, and the monitoring and evaluation. When we come to the point of monitoring and evaluation, 117 key performance indicators will be there. 117 key performance indicator. Real time dashboard will be there with monthly tracking of the progress report. The central nodal officers appointed per district in national, state and district level, and Niti Aayog will be is going to review and guide the district plans. It's very important point. Niti Aayog is going to review and guide the district plans. Expected outcomes is 1.7 crore farmers are going to benefit it directly. It is going to boost the irrigation storage and credit access to the farmers. It is going to enhance the value addition in the rural employment, and it is also going to contribute in Atmanirbhar Bharat. So that was all from today's session in Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana. I hope this scheme is understood by everyone. Now let's deal with the question we dealt in the starting. The question was, which of the following is not a criteria for selection of 100 districts under this Yojana? So we dealt with the criteria selection for 100 districts of Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana. It was low productivity, low cropping intensity, less credit disbursement, scarce infrastructure. This was not eligibility criteria. All of the above, it will not be there. So option number D. Option number D is your correct answer. That is, your scarce infrastructure is not a criteria for selection of 100 districts under the Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana. Coming to the second question. For effective implementation of Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, what will play a central role in strategic guidance, capacity building for state and district level functionaries, tracking district level progress, creating a dashboard to monitor the progress and reviewing the guiding district level plan? So NABARD, Indian Council Agricultural Research, ICAR, the NCDC, the NAFED and Niti Aayog. So we read in this session also that Niti Aayog is going to review and it is going to play a central role in strategic guidance for the implementation of this scheme. We have to choose the correct option to replace P and Q in the paragraph. Let's see the paragraph. The paragraph, on 16th July 2025, the Union Cabinet approved the Prime Minister Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, a landmark initiative for transforming India's agricultural landscape. First, it was announced in the Union Budget. The scheme is designed to catalyze growth in 100 agricultural districts through saturation-based convergence of 36 central schemes across 11 ministries with an annual outlay of 24,000 crore for a period of 6 years starting with the financial year 25-26, as we dealt this in the session also. So your answer will be 36 scheme and 6 years. Option number C. Option number C is your correct answer for question number 2. Option number E, Niti Aayog, will be your correct answer. These are some of the questions for your homework also. The Shakti Agro Women Collective in Birbhum district, West Bengal, has been operating as an informal group of 80 marginal women farmers growing paddy and pulses. They plan to formalize as an FPO and set up a community level rice mill with a solar dryer and packaging unit. The total estimated cost is 1.5 crore. They wish to apply for subsidy under a state supported infrastructure scheme but lack clarity on eligibility criteria, convergence support and financial hand-holding. So which of the following strategic choices would best help them to leverage the Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana and other available resources? So based on today's session, this is a question for your homework also. You can take a screenshot of this question. This is the second question for today's session, for second task for today's session. What would be the most suitable and inclusive strategy to make this project eligible for capital subsidy under Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana? The paragraph here, the paragraph is this, and you have to take help from this paragraph and answer this question. The third question is from self-help groups. So what should be their most appropriate approach to access maximum support under Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana? It is relevant with the self-help group also. Go through the paragraph and the question also. All the 3 questions. Take a screenshot of all the 3 questions and then comment down your answers in the comment section. That's all for today. I hope you must have understand about the Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana very clearly. You have to do the task which I gave you in the ending of the session. That's all for today. Join us on Telegram, follow us on Instagram and subscribe our YouTube channel and get notified about every regulatory body examination. Thank you. That's all for today.